All right, here it comes. Rangers tearing up £1 million deals. Michael Stewart bursting out laughing on live TV. Kris Boyd shutting down the Celtic circus with one savage line. And a Dundee wonder kid caught right in the middle of an Ibrox tug of war. Want to see these and more Rangers news? Stay until the end. We are the people. Right, let's get stuck into this one. There's a bit of a tug of war going on, and this time it's over Dundee's Josh Mulligan. Another one of the promising young lads catching the eye of Rangers scouts. Now, Tony Docherty, the Dundee manager, is out here playing the loyal dad role, insisting he won't give up hope of keeping Mulligan at Dens Park next season. But let's be real, you can smell the inevitability in the air. The boy's out of contract in the summer. He's attracting interest from south of the border in the English Championship. And crucially, Rangers are lurking with intent. And let's not forget, we've already got Lyle Cameron locked in on a pre-contract from the same side. That's one young talent already making his way to Ibrox. And the prospect of reuniting with his teammate might just seal the deal for Mulligan too. A versatile midfielder who can cover at right back. That's exactly the sort of flexibility that could come in handy as we start rebuilding this squad from the ground up. Now, Docherty's out there saying all the right things, talking about development, improvement, and how much the trio of McCowan, Cameron, and Mulligan have grown. But let's no kid ourselves. Dundee are a stepping stone club, and they know it. If Rangers come calling, especially with European football on offer, and a chance to play in front of 50,000 at Ibrox, how's a young Scottish player going to turn that down? Should Rangers really be going for potential projects like Mulligan? Or is it time to demand proven quality that can hit the ground running and get us back on top where we belong above that mob across the city? Michael Stewart was in absolute hysterics. Proper howling after hearing Alan Hutton claim that Vaclav Cerny is the only player at Rangers worth building a team around. That's right, the only one. Cerny, just him. Not one other name came out of his mouth. And this, remember, comes on the back of yet another stuttering performance. This time away to St Mirren, where we dropped 2 points and officially handed Celtic their 4th title in a row. Grim stuff. Now, Barry Ferguson's interim run is just about done, and let's be honest, it never really looked like he was going to get the job permanently. But the real talking point came during the Scottish Football Social Club when Daryl Curry asked the panelists which players they'd keep at Ibrox and build the side around for next season. Hutton, without a flicker of hesitation, simply said, "Cerny." You could hear Stewart burst into laughter, clearly stunned by the simplicity of the answer.
Which ones would you be willing to keep and build around them?
Cerny.
How long is the list?
No mention of Bootland, no Tav, no Sterling. Just Cerny, the Czech winger we brought in on loan from Wolfsburg. Now, let's give credit where it's due. Cerny's numbers don't lie. 11 goals and 2 assists in the Premiership, 6 more goals in Europe, and a handful of assists across the board. That's a decent return, and the lad has been one of the few sparks in a season that's otherwise felt like watching paint dry in the rain. Word is there's a buy option in his loan deal, and with 49ers Enterprises looming closer to taking the reins at Ibrox, triggering that clause might be the easiest decision they'll make all summer. But still, the only one we build around, that's where things get spicy. We've got players in there who should be stepping up, players with potential, and lads who've already shown they can handle the pressure of playing in front of you at Ibrox. Are we really down to just one name now? Is it really that bad at Rangers that Vaclav Cerny on loan, not even ours yet, is the only player worth building the team around for next season? If you listen closely, you can already hear the uneasy shuffle of feet over at Celtic Park, because Rangers are about to send shockwaves right through Scottish football with a deal that could change the game completely. A record-breaking commercial partnership with none other than Red Bull is on the horizon. That's right, Rangers are set to rip up their long-standing shirt sponsorship with Kindred, worth a minimum of £2.7 million a year, and replace it with a bombshell deal involving Red Bull. And this, by the way, is before the takeover by Andrew Kavanagh, and the 49ers Enterprises has even been finalized. Just imagine what's coming when the ink does dry. Now, let's put this into context. While Celtic have been laughing all the way to the bank with Champions League cash and signings like Arne Engels for £11 million, Rangers have been punching above our weight on a fraction of that with our top signing last summer, Mohamed Diamande, costing just £4.3 million. The gulf in spending power has been obvious, and let's be honest, it's been hurting us. But this deal with Red Bull, if it comes off, would be the biggest commercial partnership ever signed by a Scottish club. It's not just a bit of money, it's a statement, a declaration that the days of Rangers being second best to that mob across the city are coming to an end. Red Bull don't just slap their name on any jersey. They invest, they dominate, and they raise the bar. Just ask Leipzig, just ask Salzburg, just ask New York. And the fact Kevin Thelwell, now in at Ibrox as sporting director, has direct links to the Red Bull empire from his time in the States. That's no coincidence. That's a signal of intent. This isn't just a new sponsorship. This is a new era. The Kindred deal might have lasted 11 years, but sentimentality doesn't win titles. Ruthlessness does. And that's exactly what the 49ers are bringing. Would you accept Red Bull turning Rangers into a European powerhouse if it meant changing the club's traditions, identity, and maybe even the name of Ibrox in future? This is what you live for. The final Old Firm derby of the season, Ibrox set to erupt, and Kris Boyd saying exactly what we're all thinking, laughing off the ridiculous idea of Rangers giving Celtic a guard of honour. Right, that's never happening. Boyd was on Sky Sports this morning, barely able to keep a straight face when asked the question. His answer, short and sharp, there won't be any guard of honour, and he's bang on. You don't honour that mob when they stroll into Ibrox, title or no title. You make them suffer. You give them noise, pressure, a midfield war, and you remind them what it feels like when you don't have the officials carrying you every week. They've already clinched the league off the back of Rangers slipping in recent weeks, no doubt, but they're walking into a stadium full of fury and frustration. And Barry Ferguson, despite his future hanging in the balance, will be desperate to sign off with another scalp. He's already given us one to savour, that 3-2 win at the Midden back in March, and Hamza Igamane's late winner that day will live long in the memory, sure. Results haven't been great since then, dropping points against the likes of St Mirren and Aberdeen and that flat performance in Bilbao, but this is an Old Firm match. It doesn't matter what the table says or how poor your form is. It's about heart, it's about fire, it's about standing up and saying, not in our house. Ferguson's future probably lies elsewhere, but what better way to bow out than with 2 wins over Brendan Rodgers in the same season? That would be some parting gift to you and a real statement to the new owners coming in with the 49ers. Should Rangers ever show that kind of respect to Celtic, or would giving them a guard of honour be an unforgivable betrayal of everything Ibrox stands for? If you haven't seen yesterday's video yet, you're missing out. Explosive news about Rangers that'll leave every fan stunned. Go check it out now.